kitty, kitty! I manage a colony of 100 plus cats here in Brantford, Ontario, every day with food and providing with shelters and feeding stations and love and care. And medical care, we've trapped and neutered 85 to this date out of the colony. Hi, Silver. Silver was born feral, and we didn't have enough foster homes, so I thought I would try an experiment. Silver will be 3 years this next year, and so every time he came around when he was a little baby kitten, I petted him. And so now we're hopefully, as you can see, we're hopefully to be able to find a foster home that will be able to reintroduce him to the inside life instead of a feral cat life, because he's just a silly kitty now. Aren't you? Well, there would be over 100,000 stray, homeless, lost, abandoned cats and feral cats. Every street corner and backyard and factory has cats everywhere now. They usually come around at nighttime, first thing in the morning, before anybody is starting their day. If you look out your back window, you might not see them too much around, but if you go a little bit later, or if you're always looking out your window, you will see them.
I didn't quite know the extent of the problem until I started volunteering. I think that people in the community don't realize there's a problem and don't want to accept that there's a problem, because basically in today's society, I think people think that cats are disposable more so than dogs. It's easy. Your kitten grows up. It's not a cute little kitten anymore. It goes into heat. It's making terrible noises. Well, you know what? We didn't realize how much it was going to cost us for all this vet care, so we're just going to kick them out. And then, you know, maybe a couple years later, we'll get another kitten, and the cycle starts. And then they reproduce, and they reproduce, and they reproduce more.
There you go, little buddy. Right now we're washing the bowls, wiping the bowls out for any type of illness that they may have, and keeps them safe and sterilized, and the kitties, it keeps them healthy. We do this every day, wipe them out, and 3 times a week we sterilize the bowls. There's about 100 plus cats are here. We don't see them all, though. These are just the regular gang that comes out to see us, and then after the elders and all the ones that are really skittish come out after we've put the food out and after we're gone. We come here once a day and feed them once a day, usually around this time, so it gives them so many hours of the daylight to eat. That way there's, by the time nighttime falls, there's hardly no kibble left. And then that way it cuts down on the prey that comes around. We've got a really funny story. One day when we were trapping, I put all the food out around here like this, and one of the cats, we have the bridge feeding station over there on that wall. One of the tortie kitties came over and decided I wasn't fast enough to bring the food there. And so she came flying over, she grabbed a plate, it was a little Tupperware bowl full of food and kibble, picked it up in her mouth and went prancing all down, all over the place. By the time she got to where she was going, there was no kibble in the bowl. It was just like a dog picking up his food bowl and bringing it over to you that, hey, I'm hungry. So that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen a cat do. And if I also have to put any type of medication in it, we can put it in with the wet food too as well. The Brantford SPCA needs to hold workshops, public workshops, and educational workshops for feral cats. How to look after them, how to care for them, and how to feed them, spay them, neuter them, and then release them back to the community. I've been on the city task force, and I have educated our community, our city councils, so they all know what we do, where we are, and how we do it. And it's just, that was it. That was all the support, no funding, no nothing. And we're trying to get a TNR program here in Brantford, which we do have now, but it's called Return to Field. And it's not really run the way it should be because they're overloaded and they have months waiting lists, which I understand that they need to get more vets on board to volunteer their time, which a lot of vets here in Brantford don't want to do that. Unfortunately, they don't want to give back to the community. And then there's also some vets will say that if they support us and they find out their staff and their clients find out that, you know, they're giving us a little cheaper deal for helping the feral cats, then she said that that would decline her business. Get on board to help us out. That would be the most important things. Get on board, help us out, not just with funding, but with outreach, community outreach, and also let us be involved with their counselor meetings, so that way I can educate them and help them set up the TNR program the way it should be run, the way Toronto does it, and that's an amazing way. Setting up a workshop where they get a certificate after they've taken the course, and now they're educated, and then they can come through just like Toronto and use the clinic. For the Brantford one, well, they don't have the workshops. Anybody and everybody is going to try to take advantage of it, and that's not what we want. We don't want people's pets that are living right inside to take that program. We are here for the homeless, the lost, the abandoned, the strays, the ferals. Those are the ones that need the help, because those are the ones that nobody's looking after. And they're the ones that are reproducing. We would also like to change the limit from 3 cats to 6 cats. So that way more people in the community would be able to step up and help out. Our local SPCA doesn't like you to feed them. They figure if you have 3 cats inside and you're feeding cats outside, you're responsible for them. And if they see 3 cats in your window and you're feeding another cat outside, then they classify it as 4, and they can give you a fine of a $150 fine. That's what stops a lot of people from wanting to help the kitties in their backyards. You have to watch it and let nature take its course. We know what nature take its course means, and as an animal lover, I cannot do that. I cannot sit there and see a friendly little kitten or an adult cat that was domesticated, starving to death, and let nature take its course. I can't do that. And I know a lot of people can't do that either.
I would like to see the community step up and help out with fostering. We cannot save as many strays and homeless and abandoned cats without the foster homes. Fostering does not really cost you anything. You have to have some space in your home. Not much, cats doesn't need much space. Some love to give.
We've got lots of plans in the future for Telephone City Feral Cat Rescue. We're gonna, once we get our one huge colony managed of over 100 cats plus, then we're gonna go to a different location in Brantford where there's over 200 cats. But in order to do that, it's the food and the funds that we need first. I mean, we're struggling now with, feeding 100 cats plus every day. And that doesn't include around my area that I feed every day too. So we need the donations of food to come in on a regular basis. And then that way I would be able to go out to this other huge colony. I want to get there as soon as possible to help out and start educating that area and getting those cats set up with a regular feeding schedule, and then work on next year spay and neutering them.